See, that's how.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into Coach's Corner West. We are at Winford High School tonight. My name is Mike Sparks, filling in for Cameron Moon, who's on another assignment this evening. And our show is brought to you in part by Adam Weisner and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohican Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, as well as Matt Studer at Spitzer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Kia in Mansfield. All Winford tonight is in our new format. We have girls basketball to tip us off. A little later on, it'll be Barb Huber and the bowling team, and then Leah Harchu and the swim team here at Winford High School. And I'd like to welcome tonight Assistant Varsity Girls Coach Michael Hurles. Great to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Great to be with you, Sparksy.
We always have a good time,
yes,
don't we?
Yes, we do, sir.
Very good. And we haven't had an opportunity to meet yet with your team just because of a little bit of communication situation, but it doesn't matter. You're here tonight, and we're glad to have you here. Taking a quick trip to last year, 15-8 overall, 8-6 in the Northern 10 Conference, good for third place. You defeated Edison in the sectional final. These girls, most of them remember that game. In the sectional semi, before falling to Ashland Crestview in the sectional final. But you lose three real key seniors, Maddie Kaufman, Paige Smith, and of course Avery McMillan. But every year's a new year. This is year number how many for you with Amy?
It's a lot. It's been a lot. We share a brain. How about that?
Yeah.
How many years?
You know each other so well, right?
It's
at
true.
This point, because
It
you
is
spent
true.
so much time. But a little different this year in the fact that just 10 players on the squad. Talk a little bit about the challenges, but also the benefits that come with that.
The first challenge is it's pretty hard to get up and down the court. Competitive 5-on-5 is rough at times. Sometimes we'll just go 3-on-3, 4-on-4, and just mimic it that way. Benefits is you get a lot of reps in. Everyone's getting shots up. No one's going 3 or 4 to a basket. So those are some of the good things.
And seniors, 3 out of the 4 are here tonight. Reese McGuire, Grace Stuckey, Alexis Stevely, Katie Wagner. 2 juniors, Zoe Whitmire, Kenna Caldwell. 3 sophomores, Brianna Westrick, Crystal Harvey, who's here tonight, Heather Wappelhorst, and 1 freshman, Meredith Engler. I know, I've been around enough with coaches and small numbers and different programs, and they say, hey, nobody's feeling sorry for us. We're going to dance with who came and get after it. And I'm sure that's what you've talked to them about, too.
Yeah, I mean, there are things that you can and can't control. Nothing different happens when you just get mad about it or worry about it. So we just try to stay within what we can control and make the best of it. We talked about how there was going to be some obstacles with our low numbers. Intensity has to be high. We have to have good looks with practice squad and our starters. So everyone's kind of bought into that. We take that seriously. I mean, our practices are not easy, and that's something that has made us, I think, kind of who we are as a program.
Mm-hmm. 1-2 overall currently, 0-1 in the Northern 10 Conference. You opened the season defeating River Valley 45-43, and I think a lot would probably say, wow, that's a little surprise. River Valley, not that Winford has not had good girls teams recently, but River Valley certainly has. Talk just briefly about the nuances of that game in particular.
Yeah, they've had our number the last few years. Their best player tore ACL, I think, 3 years ago, and we beat them. But then she came back and took it out on us the next year as a senior. We got up early that game. I think it was like 17-8 we were up. Led comfortably until midway through the third quarter. They started to cut the lead down. Tied it up, I think, at 38. And then it was just a back-and-forth game there. We played really good defense at the last possession, forced a tough shot, and they just so happened to miss. So it was a nice ending.
Nice way to get the start of the season with a victory. Then fell to Riverdale 52-48, and then this past Friday lost to Upper Sandusky 47-31, who so many think may be at the top along with Mohawk and some others. Just kind of briefly take us through that Upper Sandusky game and what happened there.
I'm glad you didn't bring up Riverdale. It's a lot like Bruno. We don't talk about it. But Upper's a really good team. They bring back basically everything but Grace Vent. They have Cadence Isles, who didn't even really play the second half of the year last year. They still made it to the district finals, I believe. She's been playing really, really well. So that we knew they were a great team coming in. You look at our conference, it's silly how good the conference is this year. It's been a long time since we've had this parity. There might not be a state-ranked team right now, but there's some really, really good teams.
Well, Coach Capel over at Buckeye Central in an interview in another media outlet said that he believes the league champ will have 3 to 4 losses in the Northern 10. That's how balanced this league is. And you look at Colonel Crawford going in was, what, 5-0, going into their Friday game with Buckeye, and they get beat.
Yeah,
So,
and they played well the whole first half. Cecil hit a couple shots, and then the momentum just changed just like that with Buckeye. But the upper game was they hit a lot of shots. We didn't hit a lot of shots. I don't know if I've ever been on a team that lost when they only allowed 4 2-point field goal makes, but that's what happens. So they made 4 twos and beat us by like 16.
yeah,
So
for sure.
it was very weird.
Yeah, it's a strange game for sure. So as you look back and just these first 3 games, and you and Coach Taylor Shelton going through practices and things along that line, what has gone well with this group so far this year, early on?
Yeah, we've had a big emphasis on rebounding. We are not the tallest group. If we're going height, maybe 5'7" is our tallest girl.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the stats for the league, we own, I think, 2 of the top 3 spots, which is pretty impressive. We've bought into the box out, everyone, all 5 spots, and we know that when you're 5'5", the further you box out, the better you have a chance of getting the rebound, or at least your girl won't get the rebound. We really don't care who gets it, as long as it's someone that's wearing a Royals jersey. So that's been really good. We've put in some new offenses this year. Our girls are still kind of getting used to that, the nuances of it, the reads, and those are going to increase our chances to score in the half court.
Is that based on personnel and the, I guess, the ability and what you're asking this group to do is why you've changed that up a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. When you take away a pretty dominant post player that can do just about whatever she wants, and then insert a 5'7" girl in her spot that can shoot and rebound and dribble. You bring in Meredith that can take over the point for Grace. All of a sudden we have 2 point guards on the court. Our other girls can shoot and some of them can drive, so we thought, hey, well, let's just change this up. We don't have, a lot of our stuff is 2 post sets anyway, so we just made it a little bit different.
So what, you talked about the things that have gone well, what still needs to get better really quick as you go through the rest of this season, especially as the Northern 10 Conference starts really heating up here?
Yeah, our shooting percentage hasn't been great, but that's something that'll balance itself out. That positive regression will happen sooner than later. We have good shooters on our team that just haven't fallen in our 3 games. Another thing that needs to get better quickly is our intensity from start to finish. So our Riverdale game, like I said, was just not great. They had gotten blown out, I think, 2 of their first 2 games, and then we let them score like twice as many points as they had scored all year. So that was just a complete letdown on our part. It was just a strange game. So knowing how to like push through that, not playing to the level of competition, but still playing at a high level, at a championship level, is kind of our mindset right now. And that happens every day at practice. That's not just something you can turn on in the 3rd quarter of a game.
That's right. That's right, for sure. Take a break here. We'll talk to the young ladies, excuse me, around the table. We're brought to you in part by Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion, Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Heinlein and Associates at Bucyrus Blades, and Roger Brown at Winks Lock and Safe. Katie Wagner is up first, a senior, and appreciate you coming out tonight. And I know it's all about the pizza, but we'll still ask you a couple of questions here. Because she saw the pizza and she's like, yeah, all right, very good, after a tough practice, I'm sure. Last year here at Winford, and even though it's early, you got that nice win to start. Talk about kind of how that momentum was getting that first win, and even though it really hasn't translated into wins next 2, it's kind of setting the table for what's to come yet.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely setting the table considering we haven't won to River Valley in a while, and that victory was something that we really needed to get our season to a good start and know that we can play to the best of our ability.
You've played a lot of basketball here at Winford because you came up through the ranks and played as a young person. Where has your game really taken to that next level from where you started to where you are now? Where have you gotten better, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I would say definitely being quicker in my post moves, trying to beat people to the basket since I'm smaller and not taller.
Coach talked about this rebounding aspect, and one thing I was going to bring up, and he alluded to it a little bit, is you don't always have to be 5'8", 6 foot to get a rebound. it's all about positioning, it's all about footwork, it's a quickness. Talk about how you guys work on that in practice and what you're doing to continually improve that to get those rebounds.
So yeah, we do a lot of different types of bounce drills. So we have to put a body on somebody and push them back and force a push call or over the back in order to get the ball, or somebody else on our team to get the ball to create space.
Yeah. Shooting, sounds like Coach says that has to get a lot better. Been working on that in practice? Do you put in extra time maybe before practice, after practice, at home, things like that?
Yeah, I know a few of us stay after practice and shoot off the gun for quite a little bit. So I think it's going to improve and it's going to get a lot better as the season goes on.
Feel like that stroke's starting to get there a little bit? Finding your range? Okay, very good. Well, good luck the rest of the year. I'm sure either myself or someone will catch up with you as the season goes on. I certainly appreciate your time. Reese McGuire is next as well. Position that you're playing on the team, Reese?
I'm a shooting guard.
You're a shooting guard, okay. So is a lot of the expectations for scoring on your shoulders?
Yeah, I recently was more of like a defensive player when I started in high school, but I've become better at being able to shoot the ball more and drive as well.
Okay, so more taking it to the rack, or
Right,
can you shoot three-pointers?
Oh no, I can shoot, and my team is very even. Like we can shoot and we can drive as well.
Okay, so has Coach Taylor Sheldon, Coach Hurles kind of said, Reese, you got a green light, you're open, let her rip?
Yeah, most of the time.
Now, if a game comes down on the line, right, and maybe a last-second shot, you got ice water in your veins, you can let it go?
I mean, it's usually between me and Steve here. It just depends.
I know she's a three-point specialist, right? I
Yeah.
understand that, but
Yeah.
you feel pretty confident
Oh,
about
yeah.
that. So even though maybe you were a defensive specialist in the past, you haven't turned down the intensity on that as a senior, have you?
No, definitely not. I still think that I'm a very strong defensive player, and I think that I'm a very good rebounder for our team as well.
In the first three games, I've seen a couple boys' games. I haven't seen any girls' games yet this year, but I've seen a couple boys' games. And it seems as if, to me, the physical side of it is more and more. And it seems like that every year. The officials are allowing more and more kind of in-your-face kind of thing. Is that your style, or do you like to play off a little bit
Oh,
and
no.
get you're all in them?
Yeah, I have a brother who plays, and so we are pretty physical at home. And I know at practice we're pretty physical too, and so it kind of just turns over into our games.
That would
so.
be Grant, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Grant was up in phone board with me Friday
Yep.
night, and we talked just about that, and he's got the physical stature to be able to do that, so I'm sure it probably runs in the family.
Yeah.
Biggest thing you want to start improving upon starting tomorrow?
I think I need to be more confident in being able to take care of the ball and not just being just a player on the court to pass. I need to be more confident in myself.
Okay, all right. Well, continued success. Thanks for coming out. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Crystal Harvey's a sophomore. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Position that you're playing on the team?
Don't have one.
She
Not-
plays everywhere right now.
Everywhere, wherever you're needed. So,
Pretty much. I'm
yeah.
a human blood jersey.
I'm sorry?
I'm a human blood jersey.
Oh, you're not giving yourself enough credit, I'm sure. What has been the thing that, or a couple things that you've really experienced here early in the season, 3 games in? Because last year, did you play as a freshman last year?
I wasn't here as a freshman.
Oh, you weren't here as a freshman?
No, I wasn't. I'm new to the school.
I'm sorry?
I'm new to the school.
Okay.
Crystal moved in as first-year basketball player.
Okay, so that leads me to an interesting question. Why did you decide to come out for the team? What was that driving force?
I used to play basketball in 6th grade
Mm-hmm.
for a Christian basketball team called Upwards.
Yes, sure. I know of Upward, very successful program. So it was something that you enjoyed, and you wanted to try it at the high school level. What are some neat things that you've learned in 3 short games playing high school basketball?
That I'm probably fit out for the JV team and not for the varsity team.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though, and I've said this to other people that have been in the exact same situation as you, that have never played before. To get outside your comfort zone as a young person and do something that you're not sure if you fit in, I give you a ton of credit for doing that, because that's not easy for young people to do, let alone adults. That's a real challenge when we step outside the things that we like and nice and easy. That's not, we don't like to get outside that. So maybe you don't give yourself credit enough, but I give you a ton of credit for doing it. What do you want to accomplish by the end of the season to say, look what I've done?
I would probably say actually learn stats.
Okay, all right. Well, every role is important. When you have a team, none is really greater than the other. Everybody has to do their job, whatever that job may be. So keep doing what you're being asked to do. I hope it makes a big impact on you as you make an impact on the team in this school, and I think that's really important. Again, congratulations for stepping outside. I really admire you for that. That's not easy. Alexis Stevely, senior, and we talked, you're kind of that three-point specialist. Is that still your role this year?
Yeah, it's also more, I'm trying to learn how to drive in more, too.
Okay, yeah, to be a little multidimensional. Has the range gotten deeper? Are you out to Curry's range yet, or not quite yet? Or coach say, hey, come on in a little bit?
Not quite yet. We're
Not quite
there
yet, yeah.
We just watched him hit the 5 straight.
Yeah, I
full
saw
court
that too.
shots. You were practicing.
Yeah, you didn't do that today, did you?
No.
Oh, okay. So you've played a lot of ball here as well, as you've come up through the ranks. You got 4 seniors on the team that you've grown up with. And you seem a little bit, and I don't know you all that well, but on the quiet side. Are you a quiet leader verbally and just do it by action, or do you tend to speak a little bit in the huddle, during practice, during the games?
I'm definitely more on the quiet side, but that's also something that I'm trying to work on more this year.
Yeah, the leadership side of it, verbal leadership side of it. Thoughts on the Northern 10? We talked to Coach a little bit, more balanced than it probably ever has been, because it seems like recently it's been Buckeye Central and everybody else. What do you see, and where do you think your team sits in that overall conference view?
I think that it's definitely more competitive than it ever has been for the past few years, and I can definitely see our team making it towards the top.
All right. Very good. Well, keep getting the range, and keep knocking down those threes, and have a great senior season and enjoy it, okay?
Thank you.
You bet. Another break here. We'll come back and finish up with Coach. We're brought to you in part by Lee Plymouth at the Plymouth Insurance Group, Gallion and Bucyrus. Hannah Newton at Wendy's, Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky. North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center in Bucyrus. Coach Michael Hurles, assistant coach. Does it seem weird? I have to ask you. Out of necessity, Buzz Cokers had to go down to the combined 7th and 8th grade team and coach there.
Who is that?
Yeah.
It has been very weird.
Yeah, because he was the JV coach without a JV team this year. Has it been different?
Yeah, it's very strange. Buzz does a lot with substitutions in our games, so that's been a strange adjustment that we've done. Just him at practice, he's always in a good mood. That is who he is. He is always in a good mood. He makes practice light and makes it fun, so it has been strange.
Has it put more pressure on you, or more things to do on a game day and even practice?
No, we all kind of have our roles with that. So Amy is fine doing the substitutions herself. She kind of knows what she wants more than I do with that. I'm just the voice in her ear telling her not to run that play again, or maybe to switch the defense. So it has been strange, and he definitely has an important role with our team, not just the JV coach, but also with varsity. But yeah, I think we're figuring it out.
But he's making a big impact in the program with those girls down at the junior high level.
Yeah,
so.
he's got a lot of pressure there. So.
Yeah, no question. Big one coming up tomorrow. Carey will be here, 3-0 overall, 1-0 in the Northern 10 Conference. From my understanding, a lot of the girls from last year's team are back. What do you know about the Lady Blue Devils and your concerns with them?
It's scary that they're all back and they're all better. Same names are there. You've got Wentlings and you've got Ritters and Stewarts and all that. Broadmans. They're just all there. They're very even like us. They remind me a lot of us. They're athletic. Anyone can score. They all have the green light. Anyone can drive. Similar offenses. It'll be a battle. Hopefully it's one where we're able to win because we take care of the ball and we rebound it.
And probably physical, because they probably want to play that way as well, right?
They are, yes.
Then Reese doesn't get to leave the floor, and hopefully she doesn't fall out.
She'll put some licks on somebody. She likes that carry game a lot.
Yeah, and then Friday you have the Lady Redmond just coming down the road from Bucyrus, a team where Coach Brian Sievert has them in a really good spot, 3-1 overall, 0-1 in the Northern 10 Conference. A dangerous team that can inflict their damage easy.
Yeah, I mean, Denison's shooting the lights out right now. I think she's the leader in the league with scoring at 17. Kimmery's almost at 10, and then you've got the kids that were already there just doing their job. I mean, it's a pretty good team. This is one of the better Bucyrus teams since Macy Shear.
Yeah,
probably.
right.
So that's
right.
been a bit.
Yeah, it has been. You know, I was looking at the schedule. 5 of 12 games after the new year are on the, well, the 7 are on the road, only 5 at home. I had that written
Yeah.
down wrong. You're going to be road warriors in January and February when the bus is cold and all that kind of stuff. And,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really have a say in the schedule, but does that bother you guys as a team, or it is what it is?
No, last year it was weird because all of our games were away to start the season, and
Yeah.
it was like we just want to play at home.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, but it's very strange not going and having a JV game first to get your mind
Sure.
right. So hopefully that's an advantage for us because we have to do it every time. But going and getting there at 5, and all of a sudden you're starting your game at 6, like, you got to be ready to go.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it also gives the girls, you don't have to sit in the bleachers and think about it too much. It's just get off the bus, warm up, and let's get after
Yeah,
it. So,
yeah.
very good. Well, continued success, very storied program here, very stable program with Coach Taylor, Sheldon, yourself, Buzz. These girls understand, they know what's coming, they know what to expect, they know the style of coaching, and that's a good thing. And I think it'll be an interesting year. I look forward to seeing how the Lady Royals do.
Thanks, Barty.
You bet. We'll take a break, come back, and we're going to talk a little bowling with Barb Huber and the Winford bowling team right after this timeout.